Here we go. All right. So, oh, we lost Carla. She'll be back. Placing my hands on my heart, taking that deep cleansing breath of love and gratitude. We're so very grateful to be the two or more who are gathered in the name and the nature of love. Grateful to be here now in this now moment, to let go of anything that came before this moment and to set aside anything that is to come after this study group session, knowing that it is ours to do. We will easily and effortlessly be able to pick it back up again. We are grateful and thankful for our dedication, our devotion to knowing our true identity, which is unconditional love, pure innocence, perfect wholeness, the all good. We are grateful to claim it right here and right now. We're grateful for the assistance of our mighty companions, our earthly and heavenly helpers. We ask that they bless all who are here, all who may listen later, all of our brothers and sisters. We are grateful to be good receivers of the all good, open-hearted and open-minded. We claim it for ourselves right here and right now, and we are grateful to share the benefits of all that we receive and all that we are with Mother Nature and all her beings, because we are one. In grace and divine gratitude, we let it be, and so it is. Amen. So we are in chapter 13, Released from Guilt, section 2, looking upon the guilty secret. And I think I would like to start us with the thing that lit me up the most, which was paragraph 8, where Jesus says, the atonement has always been interpreted as the release from guilt. And this is correct if it is understood. Yet, even when I have interpreted it for you, you have often rejected it and have not accepted it for yourself. You do not want it. You, the little you. You will not look upon the alternative with gladness. You are afraid of redemption, and you believe it will kill you. Make no mistake about the depth of your fear, for you believe that in the presence of truth, you will turn on yourself and destroy yourself. And I just almost immediately got that this is why we fight so hard against loving ourselves and embracing our innocence. Because we just have this idea that we can't possibly be that good. And the reason why it seems so clear to me now was the image that I got of how Jennifer shows, like, and we have talked about this before, how the ego is just a thought system. It has no volition of its own unless we give it our attention. And so as soon as we release our attention from the ego thought system, the ego puppet knows that it will have no power once we stop giving it our attention. So in a way, it is the death of the ego, but it doesn't mean that, to me anyways, it doesn't mean that we will not continue to have our personality that we have developed through lifetimes and experiences. It just means that when those thoughts come up, we are way less likely to give them any credence. I had an experience this weekend. I went with some of my family to a celebration of life from a friend, a family friend that has been a family friend since I was like 15 years old. And so 50 years. And in my family and in their family, there is a pattern of addiction, alcohol and otherwise. And so some of my family had too much to drink. And in the past, I would have been very upset about that. And not that I was happy about it, but I just, when they said something to me like 3 times, forgetting that they had already told me, I didn't feel the need to point it out and make them wrong for their choice. And to me, that is not giving my attention to what the ego wants to do, because the ego would have been like, well, you're drunk. You're obviously drunk. Otherwise, you wouldn't have already said this to me 3 times, and what good really would that have done to point out to my family member that was also grieving the loss of this loved one that we were celebrating? What good would it have done? Absolutely nothing. But I could hear like the ego wanted to say, you already said that to me twice,
Wow.
But I didn't buy into it. So I'm grateful for that. I'm really grateful for that. Anywho.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. That's very special. It takes a lot to not to not to pick it up and say how about we talk about it once more?
Right. Exactly. And it's funny, Annemarie, because even though I knew that I didn't need to say anything about it, I also got very clear, like, I could never live with this.
Yes.
I could never again live with alcoholism in my life on a regular basis, like in my
Yeah.
house, kind of living with. And so
Yes.
to me, it was also a really good way for me to realize, oh, that would be loving to myself, to make sure that, anybody that comes into my home as a more permanent fixture, not just for a party or whatever, a celebration, but that would be staying long term. I am not
Yes.
interested in an addiction. I think I've already played that out fully and completely between my childhood and, having my own. I mean, I used to drink like a fish when I was in my late teens, early 20s, and even into my 30s a little bit. Um, Way more than I should have, just surprised I lived through some of that. But yeah, I have no desire to drink anymore at all. It just immediately makes me feel tired and gives me a headache. So what's the point of that?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So it's like my body, my liver's like, nope, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Saving me from that addiction. So,
Yes.
and at the same time, I can still see where there are times in my life when I am still self-medicating. It's,
Yes.
with food. So that's my addiction, is like sugary treats and stuff like that. So
Yes.
again, who am I to judge my family member that drank too much to soothe their aching heart. So, yeah,
Yes, no, that's very true. I mean, we start, but that's also the beauty of maturing,
yeah,
through learning, and we go through these times and we read many of the things. Every year we read the Course in Miracles again, and I think every time we are a little more forward, a little more. We learned a little bit,
yes,
and hopefully we learn a lot more.
yeah,
Yes, yes,
yeah. I'm really grateful because it really does feel like, like the using the way of the course is a faster path to um stop having to have lessons through experience.
yes. But it's also a way towards perfection, and it just happens to be it goes towards perfection, and
Yeah,
we appreciate that. We start to see where the perfection is, and
yeah,
many times then somehow we know, oh, I'm not going to do this anymore, because we know the perfection feels so much better.
yeah,
I mean, I'm not saying we are perfect. I'm only saying we are going towards the perfection,
yeah.
towards the better things.
Yeah, and the realization that everything that is happening in our lives is
Yeah.
perfect for our learning, for us. It's that thing about,
Yes,
everything is happening for me, by me,
yes,
and not to me.
yes.
I'm not a victim of the world. Yeah.
Yeah, for instance, I have one daughter who who always feels I did not do the right thing. I mean, whatever it is, whatever, if it's a reservation for a restaurant, she feels I should have done a different one or so. And I
Yeah.
used to be so angry about it. And I start to let it go. I start to just let her say whatever she wants. And I just don't pay much attention.
Yeah.
So, and it's a hard learning. It's very painful and hard to learn to keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. I can relate to that. Well, especially, I don't know about you, but I really do feel like I had a lot of desire to control, like micromanage my life and everybody around me. So that makes everything a little bit more difficult. And I just don't really have the desire to do that anymore.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, maturity. Right, Annemarie? We can appreciate it. Welcome, Kathleen. I just finished reading paragraph 8 in this section, and I was talking about how it felt like this is the whole reason why we have such a difficult time believing in our innocence and letting go of the ego thought system, because like the puppet that Jennifer has used in her classes, the puppet realizes that as soon as we don't put our attention on it, it has no personality, it has no power at all. And we got Annemarie the purple book loaded up on her computer.
Hey, all right. Brave redemption.
It's great.
That is the challenge of uh, the body life, I guess. Is it's where do we identify?
Right.
Are we identifying we are the body, the personality self, or are we the God self, the soul, having the experience of whatever the body experiences are having? It's, I mean, it's the world has really gotten to a place like right now. I hear that my uh, person downstairs that they listen to their uh, phone and stuff and listen to their really I don't know if they're mad yet, but they're very identified with that sort of thing. And I was there. I just went down there earlier, and I didn't hear it all, so I could be completely wrong. But they're saying I don't remind they're reminding people I do not remember, I don't agree or um think it's right to kill innocent people.
Right.
And so they're talking about, I think, the mosque, the Muslim mosque experience, right, with San Diego. But
Yes.
yet they don't agree with that, but they support Trump. And what is he doing? Is he's killing innocent people? And
Right.
because they're not Americans, that doesn't make them worthy of anything. I mean, I don't know. It's so. Um, I, I just will share, I guess, something that because it's very That's what we have to identify that all the time. So I'll just read this now. I'll speak a little more. It's called I Ask Myself. There are times, many times, when time itself, when the physical body, the body's sensations, thoughts, pain, when the seeming reality that I experience, the suffering of mankind, the shriek of my brothers and sisters seem so real. And I forget God. I forget love. I forget the truth. Forget my mission. Forget the true focus of life. And I ask God, myself, why? And it comes to me. Only love is real. Only love holds the true meaning of life. And I am love. And I remember why I am here. So that's the thing, that we're truly loved, yet we're having this birth personality experience, and people are so identified with the personality. So I like ice cream. I don't like, sugar, whatever.
Mhm.
And instead of that's okay to like sugar, to even eat comfortable, to comfort yourself through eating, because that's loving to yourself. Is it the most optimal way of loving yourself? Maybe not, but that's what you're choosing at that moment. So there's no judgment. Says that's the whole thing. When I was listening to the guy downstairs speaking about he didn't agree with killing innocent people, and I didn't stay and listen, but it felt like there was a but coming because I don't know, but that seems so prevalent, so common in life that we're judging. That's what the ego does, is it judges. It, decides, oh, that chair's safe, don't sit in it, or be careful. There's that light's might turn red soon, or it just turned yellow or whatever. You need to stop. And so that's what it does to help us. But we've actually used it. We've actually kind of lost sight of that sort of helpfulness and start believing everything it says. It's like that's the key. When we believe our thoughts, then we act them. If we're not bad. We just are mistaken. And so that's why who is innocent? The soul, the part of us that is I don't say part of us, but the one connected to God that is love, who doesn't stop us from doing anything. That is how strong the love is of God, of the soul, that we do maybe unkind things to ourselves, to others, whatever. And so one, because we're all one anyhow. So we do that, and it will not stop. So we want to eat that ice cream or whatever. And eat. I mean, I tell you what, when I lived in Portland, when I was more active, I wouldn't do it often, but I'll buy my favorite ice cream was Breyer's ice cream. And I'd open it and then I'd eat the whole friggin' thing in like 2 days or something. I couldn't stop myself. So from eating it, but was I an evil person because I did that? No, that's just, was I the most loving person? I don't know. But it's not up to me. That's what I'm trying to get at. We in the life, we have gotten so used to judging. I mean, granted, it's if someone's an abuser and you're in a relationship with them, maybe when maybe you should stop this relationship or not go to their house or whatever, in private place, whatever. Maybe that's helpful, but don't do it with judgment. Just do it out of self-love. And really, this is the thing I have with it that I'm really stuck with, is that if you let someone do something unkind, and you let yourself be the victim, are you encouraging that behavior? Are you kind of guilty? And that's, I was told no, but sometimes you may do that if you're guided. You want to try to bring people to love. And if people choose it, that is their free will choice. We've gotten so used to judging people's free will choice, but you can't, this is not our judgment, but discern, choose, decide, accept ourselves. I mean, we can't make other people choose love, but we choose love for ourselves and for our life. We try to do our best to, not get upset or allow them to choose what they're choosing, because that's their free will choice. It's given by God, the same free will choice that we have. We can decide to judge them or to allow them and maybe step away, or be there for a day or two, or maybe not permanently, but it's our free will choice too. And so we have to remember all the time, all our life, we get to decide. The body is what the soul, where the soul is right now. And so, most of my soul, and to live from what I call the true self, not the ego, which is I call the false self. And we've gotten lost in not being able to discern sometimes. And I look, it happened very quickly because look, I don't know the time involved, but how long, if you believe the story of Adam and Eve was in the Garden of Eden, that Cain killed Abel. Yeah, is it Cain killed Abel? Like as soon as shortly after they left the garden. So was that years or what decades? Or was that how long was that? Time wasn't well, they're in a decade in the garden, there was no time. And so I don't know, it's a long time ago, but and it's not my place to judge him for doing that, for being mistaken, for being misguided, for listening to whatever the false self. But I can decide right now. I can't change that. I can't change the past. We elected president. I can't change that, but I can stand up right now in everything I choose and everything I say and everything I believe and support love. And sometimes I don't. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I get lost in believing what's happening in front of me. That I choose again. And it's okay. And so we can't teach other people except by how we choose ourselves. We can say whatever you want. Don't put your hand on a hot stove, whatever. But it's our actions, it's our choices, it's our beliefs that bring about our actions. And our actions indicate, I guess I indicate, or believe it's around Robin, but I just know that whatever I do, that is what my intent to do, is to choose love to the best of my ability. And it's the soul. It's the inner center, God, you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, intuition. That so I used to think years ago, I used to think I put this tattoo on my wrist to help me ask spirit. Here's the truth. I am spirit. Spirit is within me. I can use it to guide me or I can use something else. And so my intention now is to not look without for guidance, is to go within and seek my loving self. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Carla. Yep. Let all that you do be done in love. Anybody else have anything they would like to share about what we've talked about the section, about what's going on in their world?
Well, it's like when I started to read this, I'm like, oh, yeah, I already know this. The ultimate purpose of projection, as the ego uses it, is always to get rid of guilt. It's like, okay, I already know that one. I know that one. Okay, where's one that I'm not doing very well with? Unless it's very subtle, which it could be. I probably do see people as guilty of this or that in the moment, like if I get irritated or something. But I always like to go to that number 9, the happy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, little child, this is not so. Your guilty secret is nothing. And if you will bring it to the light will dispel it. Then no dark cloud will remain between you and the remembrance of your father, for you will remember his guiltless son, who did not die because he's immortal. And you will see that you were redeemed with him and have never been separated from him. In this understanding lies your remembering, for it is the recognition of love without fear. There will be great joy in heaven on your homecoming, and the joy will be yours, for the redeemed Son of Man is the guiltless Son of God, and to recognize him is your redemption.
Mhm.
And then Robert Perry today is talking about what to do when you are in an irritated place. Um, let's see. You say to the person you are as God created you, you are his son eternally. When you're feeling like you'd rather say, what did you just do to me? Or you're wrong, or blah, blah, blah. You just step back, like Carla, you're saying, find the loving place, and then repeat, you are as God created you, you are his son eternally. And that results in a return to peace. This is he's just continuing to add on to doing the lesson at the top of the hour. In fact, doing it every 15 minutes, which I've not been able to do, but it is something I'm working towards. Is like just staying in the what's Emily called it the slumber party. Where we're all asleep, but we can stay happy if we really practice this as
Yeah.
as we can. Um, have a happy dream. But it does take discipline to do the lesson at the top of the hour, even. If I'm not near my phone and I don't hear it ding, I'm not aware of the time. So yeah, anyway, it's all fun challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if time is an illusion, then maybe you are doing it every 15 minutes and you just don't know because it looks like it's been an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that last paragraph too. It reminded me of the story of the prodigal son.
Yeah, coming home.
Yeah, and I was seeing it from a different perspective this time around where it's us coming home to ourselves
Mm.
and realizing that the unconditional loving innocent us never really left, and that all of the experiences that we've had throughout our lifetime, whether we judged them as loving or not, doesn't matter.
Mhm. Right.
What matters is that we're here now and we are being as loving as we possibly can with ourselves and with others. And we're remembering to laugh if we make a little error or mistake. We're not holding
Right.
it against ourselves and we're not holding anything against anybody else.
Yeah. So nothing intrudes on our peace of mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have a reminder that would come up on my phone periodically throughout the day that says, um, is this worth trading your peace for?
Mhm.
So whatever was happening in my mind, whatever was happening in my world around me,
It's a good idea.
is this worth trading my peace for?
Right. Like lesson 273, the stillness of the peace of God is mine. Nothing can intrude upon the peace that God himself has given to his son.
Yeah.
Perhaps we're now ready for a day of undisturbed tranquility. That's lesson 273.
And that day could last forever.
Yeah, I felt pretty happy and peaceful this since going out dancing with my friends like twice last week. And
Yeah.
just having this amazing experience of going down to Gulfport and watching the sunset. It's just spectacular all the way around. A 360-degree vision of loveliness. Just the people, maybe it was me, but the people down there seemed so nice. And the bands were good. And I was with my 3 girlfriends and, thinking about the keys to authentic communication that Nuke Sanchez writes about that you can look up, and,
Yeah.
honesty and forthrightness. And I can't remember what they all are, but just that's how I felt being around these women, is that we could just communicate really well without trying to think of what to say, or, we authentic communication. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah. And so you're in that space of not being afraid to be vulnerable or say something that, you're afraid that other people would judge you or you would judge yourself about. And you're
Right.
surrounded by beauty and joy.
It's just heavenly.
Yeah. I saw those pictures. Beautiful. Really beautiful.
Oh,
Because your
yeah.
friend tagged you in them.
Right.
Yeah.
She went back to Michigan today.
Oh, yeah. I'm tomorrow early afternoon leaving for a couple of days to be with 4 of my clubby girlfriends. And I'm making a huge tray bake of chicken and vegetables, and I'm bringing some purple sweet potatoes.
Nice.
And I'm really looking forward to treating them to a meal that's delicious and healthy, and just being with them and giggling and dancing and listening to music. And
Yeah.
it may only be a couple of days, but it's like recharging yourself. It's like when you plug your phone in at the end of the day to recharge the battery. That it's how we recharge ourselves. It's so important to remember to do that so that we can be in the world and remember the truth of who we are, and um just let the fear and the judgments just pass like clouds in the sky. Yeah. I did have the first couple of paragraphs also highlighted, where he says the ultimate purpose of projection, as the ego uses it, is always to get rid of guilt. But characteristically, it attempts to get rid of it from its viewpoint only. For as much as the ego wants to retain guilt, you find it intolerable for guilt stands in the way of your remembering God, whose pull is so strong that you cannot resist it. On this issue, then, the deepest split of all occurs. For if you are to retain guilt as the ego insists, you cannot be you. Only by persuading you that it is you could the ego possibly induce you to project guilt and thereby keep it in your mind. But consider how strange a solution the ego's arrangement is. You project guilt to get rid of it, but you actually merely conceal it. You do experience guilt feelings, but you have no idea why. On the contrary, you associate them with a weird assortment of ego ideals, which the ego claims you have failed. And then down below it says, in Freudian thought, ego ideals, which are part of the superego, are our idealized standards and rules for good behavior, which are based on parental and societal standards. And I think back to like the training that you get when you're in a Catholic CCD class. Yeah, all the ways that you are sinful and how you you have to be very vigilant about not being sinful. But you have no idea that you are failing the Son of God by seeing him as guilty, believing you are no longer you. You do not realize that you are failing yourself. Again, it's just like these are the weird and wild ways that we have come to believe that we are not the Son of God.
Yeah. And we're taught that. No, we're sinners.
Yeah,
It's like, well, what am I then?
right. We are
What am I?
born with original sin. Like you can't avoid it if that's the truth, if you were born from original sin. And yeah, the whole point of that just feels to me like that the only point of it is to control,
Mhm. Yeah.
to hold other people below you so that you can control them and say, you are flawed, but I have the way to show you how to not be flawed anymore.
Yeah.
So give me, follow me, give me your worldly possessions. Oh, Lord.
It's like
Yeah.
we're taught in Catholic school that there's God and there's Jesus and the Holy Spirit, and then there's us. We're created by God, but it doesn't really say what we are. So
Yeah.
then we grow
And we
up.
have to talk to a priest in order to talk to God. Like, do we
Yeah.
need a third party? I don't think so.
So then we don't get it that we are the same as Jesus and incredibly powerful,
Yeah.
and that we can do miracles.
Yeah.
And if we stay peaceful and calm and not judge, then we're not going to do all those stupid sin things anyway.
Yeah.
But it's like they don't teach us of our amazing power
Yeah.
to help each other.
Yeah. I mean, and I know that most people that believe in the Bible and that believe in um, other religions, they think that they are being helpful when they tell us that A Course in Miracles is demonic or whatever. I just had somebody make a comment on my post from this morning about our study group today that A Course in Miracles is demonic. And I just delete it because there's no reasoning with somebody that's going to say something like that. Because if you really are reading the course, what you're reading is, dude, just love yourself and love everybody else. Just be kind. Just be gentle and joyful. Where is the demonic message in that? I don't know. So
Reputation.
yeah, so I don't I don't um wish them ill will, but I also don't give them my attention. So I just deleted it and blocked her.
Was that a Course in Miracles student that you recognized or just somebody else?
No, it was a name I had never seen before. Yeah.
And how they got into the group. It's weird.
No, she was on she wrote that on my Facebook post.
Oh,
Yeah. A Course in Miracles is demonic. Okay.
start laughing.
I was laughing while I was reading it, but I was like, yep, no, delete, block. Oh, yeah. It's okay. Everybody has their own pathways to get to where they're going, and we're all going to end up in the same place eventually anyway. So, yeah.
Yep. We wouldn't be here if we weren't still learning all this.
Right.
Like, when do I feel guilty? And do I have any unconscious guilt left? And please take it out, Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Uh, seem to get irritated quickly these days, so that's an indication of some kind of guilt.
Yeah.
Can't find my car keys. It's driving me crazy, but pretty strange.
Yeah. Yeah. There's an endless number of lessons for us to learn.
So just remember that everything is either something coming up for healing or an example of the healing. There's nothing else. If everything is love, right? Then
Mhm.
it's only something coming up for healing, love, or the healing, love.
Yeah.
Yes,
Everything
I
is
found my
for
keys.
good.
I love them.
We love you, Kathleen's car keys.
We love you. Come back. Went into
We
a book.
know that you're going to make yourself known, even if you're in the refrigerator. I found my keys there one time, just saying.
Thank you. I'm listening to anything anybody says and searching the same places over and over because somebody said, oh, the little black holes can appear over the top of what you're looking for. So look there again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Holy Spirit will show you the way.
Hmm.
I'm just thinking again about that story that Jennifer tells about that check that she thought she lost.
Hmm.
She looked for it for quite some time, and she looked in several places over and over again. And then finally, when she like stopped putting her attention on the looking for it,
Hmm.
she heard, look in this coat pocket. And she couldn't even remember when she had worn that coat the last time,
Weird.
but there it was.
Yeah.
So I'm knowing that your keys are going to show up just like that.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Meanwhile, I'm going to get a new key made.
Okay, good idea.
I only have one spare. I don't want to lose it.
Yeah. Anything else that anybody would like to share before we close out today? All righty. Well, thank you everybody for a wonderful conversation. Next week, we are in section 3, the fear of redemption and the release from guilt. The fear of redemption. Doesn't that seem ridiculous? Our crazy ego mind. And I'm going to read today's lesson, which is 139. Kind of a long one, so I may stop before it's finished.
You know,
Lesson.
this is so weird, but I'm on 138 and other people I've been talking to, like there's all of a sudden a difference between people reading 138 or 139. That's
Oh,
happening all week. So I don't know, I'm on 138. So anyway, it's so weird.
I will go back and see. Maybe I skipped one. I'll have to go back and look.
That,
But I'm
that's because Kathleen, you have that. Remember that one section that was added that Linda didn't have, and so that added like a few pages to so that.
but that was in the text, not the workbook.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is the workbook. The workbook lessons.
Well,
Number
maybe
one.
maybe there's one there too. Maybe.
It could be, but they're supposed to be 365 for all of eternity.
There's
But
a
who
way I can
knows?
ask
Yeah.
GPT or something, which lesson are we really
Well,
on?
honestly, and it might be because I do follow the acim.com.
Yeah, they should know.
where it says it gives me the daily lesson. So it, a website could possibly have messed up too.
Who knows? I'm just a day behind.
No, I think I skipped a day. I think that's what it is. I think you're fine. But I'm still going to read 139 because that's what I have up on my phone.
Okay. Sure.
I will accept atonement for myself by laughing. Here is the end of choice, for here we come to a decision to accept ourselves as God created us. And what is choice except uncertainty of what we are? There is no doubt that is not rooted here. There is no question but reflects this one. There is no conflict that does not entail the single simple question, what am I? Yet who could ask this question except one who has refused to recognize himself? Only refusal to accept yourself could make the question seem to be sincere. The only thing that can be surely known by any living thing is what it is. From this one point of certainty, it looks on other things as certain as itself. Uncertainty about what you must be is self-deception on a scale so vast, its magnitude can hardly be conceived. To be alive and not to know yourself is to believe that you are really dead. For what is life except to be yourself? And what but you can be alive instead? Who is the doubter? What is it he doubts? Whom does he question? Who can answer him? He merely states that he is not himself, and therefore, being something else, becomes a questioner of what that something is. Yet he could never be alive at all unless he knew the answer. If he asks if he does not know, it merely shows that he does not want to be the thing he is. He has accepted it because he lives, has judged against it, and denied its worth, and has decided that he does not know the only certainty by which he lives. Thus, he becomes uncertain of his life, for what it is has been denied by him. It is for this denial that you need atonement. Your denial made no change in what you are, but you have split your mind into what knows and does not know the truth. You are yourself. There is no doubt of this, and yet you doubt it. But you do not ask what part of you can really doubt yourself. It cannot be a part of you that asks this question, for it asks of one who knows the answer. Were it part of you, then certainty would be impossible. Atonement remedies the strange idea that it is possible to doubt yourself and be unsure of what you are. This is the depth of madness, and yet it is the universal question of the world. What does this mean except the world is mad? Why share its madness in the sad belief that what is universal here is true? Nothing the world believes is true. It is a place whose purpose is to be a home where those who claim they do not know themselves can come to question what it is they are. And they will come again until the time atonement is accepted, and they learn it is impossible to doubt yourself and not to be aware of what you are. Only acceptance can be asked of you, for what you are is certain. It is set forever in the holy mind of God and in your own. It is so far beyond all doubt and question that to ask what it must be is all the proof you need to show that you believe the contradiction, that you know not what you cannot fail to know. Is this a question or a statement which denies itself in statement? Let us not allow our holy minds to occupy themselves with senseless musings such as this. We have a mission here. We did not come to reinforce the madness that we once believed in. Let us not forget the goal that we accepted. It is more than just our happiness alone we came to gain. What we accept as what we are proclaims what everyone must be doing along with us. Fail not your brothers, or you fail yourself. Look lovingly on them, that they may know that they are part of you and you of them. This does atonement teach and demonstrates the oneness of God's Son is unassailed by his belief he knows not what he is. Today, accept atonement, not to change reality, but merely to accept the truth about yourself and go your way rejoicing in the endless love of God. It is but this that we are asked to do. It is but this that we will do today.
Yay.
Stop us there. Thank you, everybody. I will
Yes.
see you all
Thank you,
next
Linda.
week.
Thank you for hosting.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
See everybody or hear everybody.
Have a good week. Bye.
Love
You too.
you.
Have a good
Love
week.
you too.